Okay, so we're going to factor a polynomial. This is kind of a carryover from last video, which was find your greatest common factor. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this polynomial, 12x to the third plus 16x squared. Our first job is to find a greatest common factor. Then we're going to take that greatest common factor and divide both of those terms by it to factor the polynomial. So let's get to work. So greatest common factor. So of 12, I know I can multiply 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. 16, I can multiply 1 times 16, 2 times 8, and 4 times 4. So I list it just once. For x to the third, I have x squared, x to the third, and for x squared, I have x and x squared. And we did all of this last time. So to find a greatest common factor, the biggest one in both lists is 4, and the biggest one in both lists is x squared. So my greatest common factor is 4x squared. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 4x squared and divide each of these terms by this. And now we're back to quotient of powers. So in quotient of powers, we said 12 divided by 4 was 3. We kept the base the same, and we subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. So I could put a 1 there or just leave it x. And then 12 divided by 16, not 12, 16 divided by 4 is 4. And then x squared, keep the base the same, subtract, it gives me x to the 0, which is just 1, so I'm going to leave it as 4. To factor completely, what you do is you put this, and then on the outside, you'd put 4x squared. So 4x squared, parentheses, 3x plus 4 is your answer. You have factored it completely. Your GCF belongs out here, and then the factorable polynomial is on the inside. All right, so same thing over here. Next, I have 9. Let's see, to find my GCF of 9, I can multiply 1 times 9 or 3 times 3. For 6, it's 1 times 6, 2 times 3. For 12, it's 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. For a, I have a to the 4th, so that means I could have a squared, a to the third, a to the 4th. For 6, I have a or a squared. For 12. So now the highest or most common in each list looks like it's 3. And the highest in each list is just an A. So my greatest common factor is 3A. So I'm going to take and divide each of these by 3A. Now I use my quotient of powers. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Keep the base the same. Subtract. That'd be to the third power. Put in my minus sign. Just bring that down. 2. And this would be a to the first, minus 12 divided by 3 is 4, and that would just cancel each other out. And then, of course, I put my greatest common factor on the outside, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is factoring a polynomial completely. Now, you could, of course, multiply this 3a by each term, and you should get this back. So that's a nice check. 3a times 3a to the third, that'd be 9a to the fourth. 3a minus 2a would be negative 6a squared. 3a minus 4 is negative 12a. So you got a built-in check system as well. There you have it.